Yeah, I'll show you how to get it, but you have to be willing to do the work. The Syndicate, it's a motherfucking movement.
It's a syndicate.
You ain't gotta be perfect, long as you down to put the work in. If when it comes to the bullshit you allergic, well, you just might be my kind of person. Welcome to the Syndicate, where real estate wholesaling is what the business is. Ain't gotta talk about it when you out here living it. So if you out here getting it, then welcome to the Syndicate. Well, welcome to the Syndicate. Well, welcome to the Syndicate.
Cool. All right, we're recording.
We're ready?
Yeah, you got any questions for me before we go?
I mean, as of now, just let's have some fun.
Let's do it, man. All right, guys, you're listening to another episode of the Real Estate Wholesaling Syndicate Podcast. Very excited to have the guest we have with us today. We have Frank Gonzalez with New Era Realty. Frank, thank you so much for joining us today, man.
I appreciate you, Ky. Yeah, it's a blessing to be here, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
I'm happy we're getting to do this. And yeah, man, I was at your event yesterday, and you guys had a killer event over at Rev Mortgage.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Definitely. We had Rosa the closer.
Yeah.
She hasn't spoken in an event in years, man.
Really?
Yeah, bro. And it was just a blessing to have her on there, you know?
Yeah. No, you guys had a great lineup.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, bro. So one thing about those events, obviously, for us is to push out, you know, like yourself, right? You push out, we're go-givers, push out good information to people that want to change their lives, bro. That's what it comes down to, you know, free information.
Yeah, no, I love it. And you find like people that are action takers, actually they're taking time out of their day, they're showing up and they're there to learn. And man, it's a cool environment. It's like almost like a certain kind of energy to it.
Absolutely. It's an energy. That's exactly what it is, man. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, man, 100%. Now, real quick, for people who might not know who you are yet that are listening to the podcast, do you want to give us a quick introduction on who Frank is?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So number one, Frank Gonzalez on Instagram, right? And you can kind of see what I do there. So I've been in real estate going on 7.5 years, going on 8 years, right? I opened up my own real estate office a year ago, which is called New Era. We had a real estate team called Synergy for about 4 years, was top 3 in the whole San Antonio and surrounding areas with the National Association of Hispanic Realtors. Born and raised on the South Side, humble beginnings. Mom and dad came from Mexico, right? I was that little kid that just spoke Spanish. I was a Spanish kid for years. And then worked at a restaurant, man, as a busboy, waiter, manager, pretty much restaurant industry. I was a hustler on the streets, and ultimately, man, met the right person. Honestly, the reason why I'm at where I'm at today were a few words that I heard on a phone.
What were those words?
Yeah, everybody wants to hear those words, right? And so I kind of tell you a story, right? So I worked at a call center, right? And in that call center, I hated that job, bro. When people say hate's a strong word, you know? But when I mean hate, it's like I felt like a lion in a cage. I can only imagine that, right? However, it was a blessing because that day that I went into work, man, it was just a blessing. I picked up a phone call, right? I see $6 million in one account. And I'm like, damn, I've never seen so much money in my life, right? And so I asked the guy, I said, man, how did you become so successful, right? And I've said this story before in a previous podcast I was on, and it's what changed my life, though, you know. And the man says, "Well, I've never heard this over the phone because you're never supposed to ask personal questions, right?
Yeah.
When has your banker or whatever on the other line asked you what you've done for a living, you know, or how you changed your life?" And the guy says, "I've never been asked this before. However, you know, I'm gonna give you some advice." I said, "Man, I'm 21 years old. I don't know what I want to do. I just know I want to be successful."
Right.
And the guy says, "All right, I'm going to give you 2 pieces of advice." He says, the first one, never lay your eggs in one basket. I said, damn, okay. I didn't know what that meant at the time. He says, that's the reason why I have multiple bank accounts, because each one is a different business and they back each other up. I said, cool. All right, perfect. He says, the second one is the golden rule. This is the one that I live by every single day to this day. He says, always take risks. Never live by the what if. He says, because all it takes is one time and boom, success. It's like, if you don't take the risk, you'll never know.
Right.
After that day, man, I live my life by taking risks. Now more calculated than other, however, it's a blessing, man, to take every single day and every opportunity that comes to me. When I think it's a good deal, I jump on it, man. And so that's how I jumped into car sales. I actually worked at Cons Home Plus for a little bit, and then real estate, man. Real estate is ultimately where I ended up at. And now, like I said, I have my real estate office. I have a construction company as well. I have an investment company. And, you know, we just all around real estate, man, in general. Yeah, we do flips, builds, cash out refis, remodel, you name it, man. All types of real estate, commercial, all types of stuff.
I love it, man. Hey, you probably already heard the news, but we just launched Investor Plug. It's literally an all-in-one system that gives you everything you need to be successful. Everything from a custom CRM designed around your business and how you work, AI chatbot that's state-of-the-art, a marketing funnel designed to generate leads, and so much more. It's basically a business in the box that helps you do more in less time, so you can focus on what really matters, closing deals and making money. Now, some people, they need big teams. Others, they use Investor Plug. So check it out today, investorplug.io. Again, investorplug.io. And let me show you how we can take your business to the next level. Yeah, man, I want to go back to that for a second because that's so wild. And I mean, it's just crazy how one conversation, not even like running into the person in real life, just over the phone, and just like that one thing that guy said just made such an impact and just changed your life, man. And I wonder if, like, has he ever thought about it again, or like, imagine if like you guys crossing the street, like, what
would that be like?
Wouldn't
right?
even know. Yeah, you guys wouldn't.
Man, I never even thought of that. However, it is crazy how one conversation over the phone changed my whole life, man. That changed generations. Yeah. Because of that conversation, my children will have generational wealth, right? And their children and whatnot. If I could see that man who was on that phone, I'd probably cry, bro. Yeah. I probably would. It's a blessing, a big blessing, just to have those words and them impact me a certain way, 100%. And I guess that's the reason why I'm open to doing podcasts. I'm open to giving all this knowledge because, man, changing somebody's life like that I think is the biggest, I think is the biggest pat on the back for me. You know? Yeah.
Paying it forward, man. I love that.
Paying it forward.
And it's not even just you. I mean, yesterday I was at your event. I met, the guys that work with you. Literally, said they're boys you grew up with. You guys are all doing it together. And so, were you the first one out of like your group to like come up?
Well, it's funny. You know how they say that who you surround yourself with, that's who you are, right? What is their saying is you're the average of the five people you hang out with. That is the truth. So, believe it or not, my partner, Richard, I've known him since I was 5 years old. Grew up in the same hood, same thing, and we're in the same office now, doing real estate as well. My other partner, Adam, he was a busboy and a waiter at the same restaurant. We worked at together, and now he's my partner in the real estate game. It's just, and then not only that, man, there's a few guys that we now they're also, we used to play video games. We still do. Call of Duty's a big one. Shout out to Call of Duty.
Yeah, I like Call of Duty.
We're playing Call of Duty, man, and just talking on the Call of Duty, playing and having a good time shooting the shit. We just started talking about investing, man. And that's the beauty about it, is that truly when you surround yourself with people that are like-minded and want to grow, bro, you raise it. What does it say? What is it? High tides raise ships, right? Something like that. Yeah. Or what, something like that.
Rising tide,
bro. Yeah. That's it. I want to be a rising tide, bro. Yeah. That's it. I want to elevate my friends and family and everybody around me, bro. And it's funny how a lot of my close friends are pretty successful, bro. Yeah. In a sense, I'm plumbing That's companies. Rare. It's rare, right? Yeah. It's rare, but we come from humble beginnings, and I think that hustler mentality is like, hey, we got to get out of the hood. You know, we got to do something for ourselves. That's what's pushed us, man. Honestly. Yeah,
that's wild, man. Let's break that down more, because that's like such an anomaly. Because most people, it's not like that. It's usually the one guy who gets out. Like everybody I grew up with, like they ain't doing shit. Most of them are dead or in jail. Or they're like overdose. They're drug addicts, and like I said.
Where you from, Ky?
So I'm from like Lynn, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I have a partner from Boston, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Jason Leonard, man. He's a big partner of mine. The dude's a big dog for New York Life. He's a big partner. We have multifamily together. He's the one that put me on into how to save How to have more money by investing in real estate, man. You know, you're talking about cash out refis and doing the obviously the Burr method. Not only that, doing cost segregation analysis. But anyway, he's from Boston, man.
Really?
And they won the NBA.
Yeah, Celtics, baby.
Yeah, man, cool. But yeah, it's funny how you said that, bro. I never even thought of that, man. Honestly, now that you put it in perspective, a lot of times you're right. It's that one person that makes it out, right?
Yeah. No, I've never heard of the whole group.
Yeah, I could honestly tell you, man, a few people that I know. My boy Martin, I've known him for 13 years. Martin Tirao, he's with Real Estate. He's making it. My boy Reggie, he was my best friend in middle school, and he lived with me for a few months, and he's doing well. He owns a barber shop, and he's in real estate. Wow. And bro. I could name a few people in my circle. Yeah. Like literally people in my circle. My partner Juan, I was in high school with him. Now he's my partner in the construction company, and we're doing flips together. He's making it. I can literally name a whole bunch of people that I only associate with myself with. Yeah. That they're succeeding, bro. I can't explain it. I guess it's just good energy, bro. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, we got to figure this out because that's why, like I said, I've never heard of that.
That's cool, man. Honestly, I never thought of that.
Yeah, like I had a guy, we worked together. I knew him, from when I was a kid, and then we tried to be business partners. Didn't work out. He ended up stealing a bunch of money from me and becoming a drug addict. And it's like, so how have you been able to, like, what was the transition like? So, like, kind of walk us through the story. Like, who was the first one out of your group to, like, start being successful? Were you guys kind of always pushing each other to do better? Was there one dude first?
Well, so it all started, bro. I'll be honest with you. It all started when I was like 16, 17. I think I was 17, right? I met a group of guys. And with these group of guys, Richard's one of them, my other friend Miguel, my friend Matt. And one of them actually passed away. His name was Jose. We call him Icer. Shout out Icer. He actually passed away. He got shot, man, outside the club, right? But anyways, you see, kind of go to show, like, he passed away. However, the little group that we were hanging around with, they actually, the way we became successful, for the most part, every single one of us are successful, man. The people I named right now, they all doing really well, man. One of them's a good car salesman. The other one has a marketing company. One of them's my partner in real estate. I'm telling you. And what I'm getting at is that this group, we always surrounded ourselves. So we used to go to the club all the time, right? And I used to blow money like an idiot, right? I was making money and hustling, and we were making money, and we would buy bottles, and we wanted to live that lifestyle. That lifestyle, popping bottles. And I was 18 years old, man, popping bottles. I was popping bottles with Scott Maloof. A lot of people know Scott Maloof in the real estate game, right? And believe it or not, he's the one that brought me into the club scene, and just seeing that world. The world of people that are elevated, that are there, spending money, enjoying the time with their friends or who they think they're friends, right? That just gave me a mindset of like, man, our group, the whole group, is like, man, we need to elevate our lives to be able to live this lifestyle. What we thought was a cool lifestyle, wearing Gucci when we couldn't afford Gucci, at the time. It's funny, man, now you think about it. However, it did allow us to elevate our mind, though, man. And I remember one time working at the restaurant. I'm sure you heard of Zachary Corporation, right?
I've not.
No? So Zachary is a big construction company in San Antonio and surrounding areas. I think they're like Texas-wide.
Yeah, I think I've seen the signs.
Yeah, exactly. They're everywhere, bro. And they actually own a lot of real estate in San Antonio. They own the Hilton Hotel. They own all Sunset Station. They own all that real estate there by right here by downtown, actually. Yeah. And it's funny. I had the pleasure of serving them when they would come into the restaurant I worked at, which was right there at Sunset Station, Aldacos to be exact. There's one in Stone Oak now, and she's still the owner, Blanca. Good people, man. Anyways, I remember they would come in suits. Man, it's funny how shit happens. I'm going to tell you a story right now, right? Yeah. They would come in suits, and we would serve them, right? We would serve them. They would come in. They'll do their little events, the little meetings and food and whatnot. And I was just a waiter, right? Just serving on them, just looking, just paying attention, observing them, how they move, And I always wondered, how did those people get in that position? How are they wearing suits and in that restaurant, having a good time, and I'm the waiter? Like, what's the difference? Like, maybe they are educated. However, it has to be more than just the education, And so I always wondered, bro. I was wondering, I was like, you know what? One day I'm gonna be wearing a suit and doing stuff like this. And it's funny, today I had that event, right, for realtors, the New Era Explained. And as we're walking out of that restaurant, I was telling my partner Richard, the one I've known since we were 5 years old. And it's funny, we worked at a restaurant together. I was telling him, I said, bro, do you remember when we used to wait on people doing events like these? He's like, bro, I know. And now we're the ones at these events wearing the suits, you know, giving knowledge back to people, and then obviously enjoying a good lunch with people and paying for it.
Yeah, man, that's so cool.
It's a circle, bro.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a surreal feeling, like just seeing, like, you know, I thought about this stuff and like you see it happen in real time, and just like sometimes it, like, for me at least, it like doesn't register all the time, and then like there'll be like these little moments of like, this is weird, you know. It's like,
hey, that's the reality behind it, bro. It's the reality behind it. Sometimes, what do they say? Be careful what you pray for, because it will happen.
Yeah.
Man, it's the truth.
Yeah,
it's the
100%,
truth,
man. Nah, I love that, man. That's super cool. So let's kind of talk. How did you first get into real estate? You know, you said you're selling cars.
Yeah. So that man, whoever that man was, that told me, hey, always take the risk.
Yeah.
He's played in my head to this day.
Yeah.
Right. Every time, like I said, I hear something and I think it's good, let's do it. Okay, 2 out of 3 times they're good,
Right.
But there's that one time it's not good, right? I've failed before, right? However, I fell forward. I never back. I always think, like, you know what? I lost some money on an investment deal recently, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Right. However, that was 1 out of 30 deals. You know. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, like, how did I fall into real estate? So, long story short, that guy, after that conversation, I ended up going to work at Cons. I had a friend who was, it's funny, he's successful too. We were popping bottles downtown. And we're downtown right now. And the guy, I said, man, he's buying drinks and stuff, buying shots and stuff. I'm like, bro, how you make this money? You're 21 years old. How are you buying $150 rounds?
Yeah.
I thought he was hustling. And I was like, bro, how'd you buy it? He says, I work at Cons. I was like, what? I was like, bro, you do not work at Cons. He said, yeah, I just hit a bonus. We just made some money. I sold a bunch of, I was top seller of the month. I made this bonus, blah, 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 and we're celebrating. I was like, that can't be real. But after that conversation of that man, I called my boy. I said, hey, bro, give me a job with you.
Yeah.
Try to get me into Cons, man. He did. They didn't want to hire me. I had no sales experience. Yeah. Anyway, long story short,
Real quick, what for people who might not know, what is Cons?
Cons is a furniture store that sells, it's furniture and appliances and electronics.
Okay.
And so you can literally go in there and they run your credit. Pretty much anyone can get approved. There's a way to get approved there.
Yeah.
There's like third-party companies that can get you approved. As long as you got money, they'll get you approved. Let's put it that way, right? And anyways, so I worked there, man, and that was my first sales job. So I got hired. Man, I made money. That was the first time I started making money. Like, like good money instead of being a hustler on the streets. Like, hey, here's your check. Boom, made $5,000. Oh wow, $5,000 in 2 weeks? What? So anyways, that was my first sales gig. A guy walks in named Rocky Sanchez. Shout out to my boy. He walks in, and I'm like, man, this guy's well dressed. He has a Ford logo on his shirt, long sleeve. I said, hey, you sell cars? He says, yeah. He's like, I used to work here. I said, you worked at Cons? He said, yeah, I used to work here. I said, man, how's cars? He's like, let's just say I double my income. I was like, if I'm making $5,000 in 2 weeks and I hit a bonus, I could be making $10,000? 15 grand in a month? No way. I cannot. I couldn't believe it. I was like, nah. I was like, you know what? Show me. You ever seen that thing on Wolf of Wall Street where they're right?
Yeah.
Bro,
I'll quit my job right now.
Yeah, it's true story, bro. So he, I'll be honest with you. He's like, man, you got to know somebody to get into this dealership. Yeah. And I was like, man, I got to go find somebody that I need right? And luckily, one of my buddies there at Cons was buying a Explorer from one of the managers there at the dealership, the Ford dealership. And I told him, I was just telling him, and he's like, bro, I'm buying an Explorer. You see how life happens, bro? You put it out there, it comes back. He's like, if you want to go with me, come with me, I'll introduce you to the manager. I was like, shit, cool. Anyways, and I'm telling you this whole story because it kind of falls into place, everything, right? Man, so we go back, and I meet the manager. His name's Roland Martinez. Cool dude, bro. And anyways, man, he hires me, bro. Yeah, he hires me. He's like, hey, you're hired. You're good. You're good at talking to people. When can you start? I was like, man, let me put my 2 weeks in, and then I'll come after my 2 weeks. He's like, bro, in sales, you've never done sales before. I was like, no, that's my first sales job. I was like, bro, you give them your 2 weeks, they're going to want you out right there and then. He's like, yeah, go home. They don't want to poison the tree, you know? Yeah. I was like, damn, I guess that's how it works. So I went back and I put my 2 weeks in. Sure enough, they say, hey, go home. Started the dealership, and then I worked at the dealership for 3 years, bro. I believe it or not, I started my real estate license 4 years prior to that. And you're asking, like, how the hell did you start but didn't, you know? So before I joined Cons, when I was working at the call center, my brother, shout out to my brother Raymond, he's been in real estate going on like 18 or 19 years right now, bro. He's been in the game a long time. Yeah, he was part of Century 21 when Century 21 was a top company in the nation. Everybody had those yellow jackets. I don't know if you remember those days. And I remember it because I saw him, right? And he started in 2005, something like that. Okay. So he knows some big hitters. And he worked under a guy named Jeff Smith. Century 21, Smith and Associates. Anyways, man. So when I was getting, he's like, get your real estate license, blah blah. So I did my first test, man. And then I said, you know what, this isn't for me. School's never been for me. I was like, man, I'm gonna see what else I do. Jumped into Cons Home Plus, made money there. So I was like, I put it to the side again. Jumped into the car dealership, started making more money. Put the real estate to the side again. However, one thing that I wanted back was my time. Because when I worked at the car dealership, I'm sure you hear car salesman. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I know.
Lot lizard. Like, you're there Monday through Saturday for the most part.
You get a day off, and then your customer comes in, and you got to go.
You got to go. Yeah, exactly. Right? And so sun up, sun down, right? I don't regret those days at all. I learned a lot. I learned how to hard close with those days, you know? Literally. You do a lot of crazy things to close on a car. You know, you could. Anyways, I was like, man, I need my time back. So my wife got pregnant. We got pregnant, right? And my first son. And I said, man, I am not going to be sitting here at this dealership while my wife's with my son, and then I see him once a week and whatnot. I would just see it. I was seeing the circle of life there at the dealership.
Yeah.
I said, man, I need to get my real estate license. I saw my brother hanging out on the weekends at cookouts with the family. I was like, man, if he could do it, I could fucking do this shit, you know? Anyways, got my real estate license. Or actually, I left the dealership and went back to Cons because I knew that I could go work part-time at Cons, make some change, and get my license, which I did. I got my license. I worked at Cons Home Plus part-time from like January to July or something like that. And finally, the business was just rolling. I was just hustling, bro. I always said, I'm a full-time real estate agent that works at Cons part-time. I'm a full-time. I always said that in my head. I'm a full-time real estate agent, Made it happen, bro. Made it happen. Took a picture the last day I was there at Cons. And it's been a blessing ever since then. Obviously, it hasn't been easy. It for sure hasn't been easy. The first year, I freaking scratched and punched and did everything I could to sell 14 homes. You know what I mean? First year. And I did a lot of cold calling. However, I'm blessed. I'm here 7.5 years later. And like I said, I got all these, you know, I got real estate now. I got companies now. I got partners now. It's just crazy how much real estate can impact people's lives, bro. Yeah. You know? It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's like the best thing to get into, man. I wish I found out about this shit earlier. But man, I love it. So what was it like for you, like getting into sales? So, I mean, that was a radically, different lifestyle and getting into sales so you can make a bit of money. Were you good at it right away? Was it a bit of a learning curve? How was that?
Man, bro, sales. I love that word. People tend to get kind of that ick when they hear sales. I love sales.
Me too.
So Wolf of Wall Street, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, he goes to jail. Yes, he's not living a crazy. I love the movie.
I like the first half. Like the first half's my favorite. Then
it's the best part.
Drug addict. I'm like,
after that, it's like, damn. It happens though. It's the reality behind it. Anyway, sales, bro. Sell me this pin. Yeah. Right. So to me, sales has been in my life, bro, for many years. My mom sold jewelry. She was a jewelry hustler, I guess you can say. She'll go and she'll front jewelry to people with a down payment. And it's crazy, man, how you see that. And as a little kid, I would go with her and she'll go collect money from all the people that she sold jewelry to. Yeah. Right? My older brother, actually sold candies in the street back in the day. I'm sure you've seen those guys with those tubs, right, in the selling candies in the streets and whatnot. My brother was a salesman in the streets when he sold or he was selling candies as a kid. When I was 13 years old, this is something I didn't tell you. When I was 13 years old, my brother actually had a cologne business where we would sell colognes on the street.
Yeah, that's
and when I was 13 years old, he hired me for the summer, and I was carrying a backpack, walking around Culebra, going to all these Mexican restaurants, selling colognes.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. It was buy one for $3 or 2 for $5.
Yeah.
At the time, and I was 13 years old. And when you're asking me if it came natural to me, I guess when I was 13 years old, I was nervous, bro.
Yeah.
I was nervous, little kid on the street, right? Telling somebody, hey, would you like to buy a cologne? You want to smell it? I learned sales at a young age, man. Right? And then I'll tell you something. So you remember that group of people that I told you that I hung out with, that I was partying with and whatnot? Don't take this wrong, but I'll tell you something. Whenever when I was going clubbing, I learned how to talk to girls.
Yeah.
Right? And just getting those no, and then the yes.
Right.
That also helped me get better at sales because I was cool getting no's, And then whenever I got into Cons Home Plus, which was my first sales job, right? I sold colognes. I did whatever I did, right? And then the first sales job, Cons Home Plus, it actually felt like a walk in the park. Because at that moment, I already had people's skills. Right. You know how yesterday you told me, I won't forget what you said. You said you're socially awkward. You told me, right? I was the fat kid in middle school and in elementary school. So what do fat kids do? You got to be the funny guy.
Yeah, right.
So I was the funny guy, bro. I was the funny guy. And that's the way I got around, man. And so when I worked at Cons, I was just a funny guy again. When I would go sell them a couch or a TV, I use my jokes to break the ice, to say, "Hey, look, have a seat. Look, let's imagine we're watching TV on your couch right now, on your TV and whatnot." And that helped me out, man. Right. So sales to me is an art.
I agree 100%.
And now, obviously, there's systems behind it. Now there's sales programs behind it, and we obviously implement, knowledge. You have to know what you're selling, right? And I love it, bro. So to answer that question, did it come naturally to me? Now that I think about it, no, it didn't. Right. I had to learn it, right? I had to learn how to talk to people. However, after I learned it, boom, it was just a machine, Showtime. That's what I always said, showtime.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, man, for me, it was the same. It's crazy, though, because I feel like I used to think that, like, sales was something, before I got into sales, I thought it was, like, something you were born with. Like, you either had it or you didn't have it. And, like, some people could do it, some couldn't. But, I learned very quickly it was a skill.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, and you can just keep growing and keep getting better. That's why I love it, because, like, every day I'm trying to get a little better. Like, I'll hear somebody say something, like, nice. I'm like, ooh, I like that. I'm gonna try it out and see if it works. And then,
one thing I realized, man, is that you don't have to be the social butterfly to be good at sales.
No.
I know some great salespeople that are not social butterflies. Right. However, when it comes down to meeting somebody in front of them, they close the deal.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what it comes. I think it's more psychology than anything, Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think that, and then I think you touched on it too, is like getting all that rejection when you're 13, and getting all that rejection approaching females. It's like most people don't ever deal with rejection, so they get it and they don't know what to do. Like, they grow up real easy, and it's something it's the end of the world for them.
It's the end of the world,
But I feel like being able to deal with that rejection, though, that's like what, if you can do it and you can just deal with that rejection and keep going, like you're gonna
succeed. Eventually you'll get a yes.
Right.
That's the big thing. Eventually you'll get a yes. Right. And when you get that yes, it could be life changing.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. So I love just almost sales, so we can sell sales all day. But
all day.
With car sales, was there some of the things you learned there from the furniture sales? Was there some of that stuff that you took and you were able to apply into your real estate business?
Absolutely, 100%, man, 100%. There's so I could tell you in the car sales industry, right? We used to say the what is it, the drive of the wheel, what is it, the steer of the wheel will seal the deal. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No,
right?
I haven't heard that one.
Okay, cool. So there was a saying, right? We said that the drive of the wheel or the steer of the wheel will seal the deal. Meaning Nobody came inside without driving the car.
Right.
Our manager, shout out to Edward Dove, man, Buck Dove. He helped me out, man, with that.
Yeah.
He's punched me, bro. They're from Poteet. These are the country boys from Poteet.
Okay.
He's like, man, and he comes from car sales. His dad owned a car dealership and whatnot. He would always say, don't ever bring anybody inside and sit them down if they don't drive the car. If they drive the car, then you bring them inside and sit them down and give them numbers, right? So that right there just told me somebody has to get emotionally attached to the product.
Right.
Same thing at Cons Home Plus, right? You get a laptop, you put it in somebody's hand.
Right.
What happens there?
Yeah.
They create ownership, right? In real estate, if you don't walk them through the house or virtually walk them or show them or create, because people want to buy a home for a few reasons. They have their reasons, right? Some people want it to have a dog in the backyard. Some people want to see their children run around and play.
Right.
Some just want to have their own place. They're tired of apartments. Everybody has their story, man. However, when you're able to create energy in a home, right, or an investment, that is what I brought from car sales, meaning the steer of the wheel will seal the deal.
Right.
That saying falls into play with many, many things. Like I said, if they create that emotion with whatever it is that's in front of them, it's more than likely easier to convert into a close.
Right.
Make sense?
It does. Yeah, and I think you touched on another great point too. A lot of people skip, especially like I hear a lot of gurus and people, do sales training stuff, and they're just like, oh, get the offer right away. Like the most important part, at least to me, is finding out what do they want, what is it, what are they trying to accomplish, what's that future vision, and like how can I help them get there?
Yeah, most people will talk themselves out of the deal, man, because they're not listening.
Yeah.
That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? People say that all the time, right? You listen. They'll tell you how they want to be closed,
right?
How they want to be served. If we're talking sales, closed. Service, I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah, 100%. And most people don't. Most people just like read it. That's why I get a lot of flack from people like, I'm all about having a script. I like having the system. I like knowing all the stuff there so I can focus on listening.
Yeah.
I can focus on how I'm going to say what I say as opposed to exactly what words I'm going to say. And I don't need it. We did an event with RJ Bates and Naaman Taylor.
He's a closer.
Yeah, we closed on stage, and we're all up there just making calls on stage in front of everybody. Bro. And I didn't have the script there, and I was still able to do it. But it's like I still like having it.
And you remember the process. That's what it is. The little process. Like boom, ask these questions. It's always a process, right? You do that. Literally, it's the McDonald's thing, right? Well, you got your bread, you got your meat, lettuce, pickles, whatever, right? It's the process, man, the system. And that's the beauty behind it. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's great, man. I think, again, just for people listening, anybody can learn it, man. If you feel like it's not for you, like I'm not that outgoing social person, I just kind of do my own thing, but yeah.
And you're still doing it, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? So a big reason why our organization, New Era, is a high-producing organization. Like I said yesterday, 95% of our agents are in production. And I can honestly tell you there's not one office that I've heard of that 95% of agents are in production.
So we got mostly wholesalers that are listening, people that are brand new getting into real estate. You kind of explain what in production means? In
production means that they've already signed a contract. That means they got listings or they got buyers. Pretty much your first contract.
They're in a deal.
They're in a deal. Yeah. First contract. Most real estate agents don't see their first deal until their first 6 months to a year.
That's wild.
Insane, bro.
Damn. That's rough.
Yeah, and so our office, the reason why it's succeeding at a high level is because this is the model that we have. We don't compete, we collaborate. What does that mean? That means that we are all working together to achieve a goal, right? And what is that? That's financial freedom, right? That's creating better lives for ourselves, right? And also creating culture where the atmosphere that we have, everybody can win, right? And so we're big on training. For example, what I just said about the steer of the wheel, right? We teach people how to close,
right?
And that's the reason why this real estate office is doing so well, because the people in that office know how to close. You see? And production, man, I'm telling you, if you're a brand new real estate agent, if you're a brand new wholesaler, don't give up. Don't give up. Like I said, all it takes is one yes, and it's changing your life. However, learn the systems, learn the processes, get educated. One big thing I'll tell you is that get mentorship.
Yeah.
That's the elevator to success. People say there is no such thing. No. Mentorship, learning from somebody, that's the elevator. Because somebody, it took them years to learn something, and guess what? They're going to give it to you in a matter of months or whatever, you know?
So that's something, let's touch on that, because that's a big thing. And I believe it is important having the right mentors. But it can be hard to find the right ones. And some people, I feel like they use that as an excuse, especially like new people that might not have gotten started yet.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it till I find a mentor, or till I do this. When do you think the right time for someone to find a mentor is, and how do they know if it's the right one?
I think you need to find a mentor right off the bat, bro. Because if not, you're going to be lost trying new things, trying this, trying that. I mean, it's good to try. However, if the roadmap's in front of you, why not just follow it, you know? And so, for example, like you're a syndicate, right? That is a good way to plug in to meeting people that are doing it already.
Right.
And just plug in, ask the right questions, and guess what? You'll succeed the same way.
Right.
You hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut.
Yeah, facts.
You know?
Yeah, no, I love that, man. So what's that blueprint look like? Someone joins your team, they come in like, hey, I'm ready, I don't know shit, I'm ready, but I'm going to do the work. You know,
cool.
What kind of blueprint do you set up?
So New Era is not a team. That's why today New Era Explained is a big one, because people think we're a team, right? We're not a team. We're not a brokerage. EXP is our brokerage. EXP is a cloud-based brokerage, right? What does that mean? That means that our brokerage is on a sim world, right? And literally, you have to get on the sim world to go and talk to the brokers and, you know, any real estate needs, or as far as questions on like, whatever, what my contract is, my contract that. Our office, New Era, is a club. When you join somebody, so for example, so EXP, there's 3 ways you can make income, right? With EXP. The first way is the traditional way. You help buyers, sellers, you know, buy homes, sell homes. That's the traditional way, which is every brokerage does that. Right. Right. With EXP, you have the second way, which is revenue share. What does that mean? That means that when someone that you bring on, that you say, hey, join EXP, right? EXP is going to share the revenue. Yeah. Right? As long as they close deals. Just because you recruit somebody doesn't mean you're going to get paid. They have to produce. They have to produce revenue so they can share it with you. Right? And so our organization, New Era, is a, I guess, revenue share club. If you say, hey, I'm going to join and I want Frank to sponsor me, guess what? You're automatically in New Era. And New Era, the reason why we're succeeding at a high level is because you're going to have people like myself. You're going to have Nick and Tylen. Those are also solo agents. However, those guys are producing at a high level just off of social media alone. Yeah. I have Nick actually closed, I believe it was like $3 or $4 million in 1 month just off of social media. Wow. And you have people like that you have access to. And every month there's trainings. They host a and every Monday we host trainings. Every Monday we host trainings at 10 a.m. Every Monday we have trainings on social media, trainings on sales, on mindset, open houses, literally we're going to plug you in to our organization, which is training, mentorship, accountability, all in one place. Wow. And so that's the second. Remember how I said the revenue? And the reason we're doing is because if you produce revenue, EXP shares it with us. Right. And then boom. And it is a pyramid scheme. Now, it's a pyramid with no scheme. That's the way I like to say it, right? Yeah, and then the third reason why you join our office is EXP, right? Is EXP gives you stock. Right, and so a lot of people in the traditional brokerages, they don't give you that. You're going to be paying your split, and in the end, you don't get nothing out of it. And with us, you get all these 3 things in one spot. You get stock, revenue share, and you get to sell real estate. You know, so you just get plug and play. That's all what it's about. You know,
that's super cool. I love that. So what I love what you and JR are doing with the events, and I love how you guys are trying to bridge that gap between investors and agents, because a lot of people are kind of like, oh, they don't like each other all the time, kind of like cats and dogs. Hey, literally, yep. So that happened because
years ago, man, when I got into real estate in 2017, I did a deal, right? And it all came back because of that deal. That deal, I was cold calling, and I'll never forget it. It was my first deal. I was cold calling, and this man says, yeah, out of all the no's, no, hang up, boom, hey, why are you calling me? Out of all those no's, boom, I get the first yes. Yeah, I have a house that I want to sell, and it's been sitting vacant for 9 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, boom. I jump up. It's like, man, I got a lead. I got a deal, right? And the guy says, it's been sitting there for 9 years, and I need to sell it. I don't want it anymore. I hate paying the taxes on it. And if somebody gives me $25,000 for it, I'll take it. And what does little Frank do? Little Frank, 7.5 years ago, young, brand new agent. What does he do? Sir, I need to go out there. Let me give you a market analysis. Let me see what I can put it on the market for. Let me see what I could do for you. Because I was not educated. I was not educated, right? Well, went out there, did the market analysis, did all this, right? And the guy says, Frank, if you give me 25 grand, I'll sell it to you. You know I could probably sell it for more, but if you give me 25 grand, I could sell it. No. I don't have 25 grand, sir. I don't have 25 grand. Let me put this on the market for you. How much do you think I can put it on the market for? I'll put it on the market for $34,000. Anyways, we put it on the market. We sold it in like 2 weeks for $42,000. The guy was so happy, excited, right? I made him a lot of money. And little Frank, after his splits and everything, paid to the brokerage, made a $500 check. Yeah. Right? And so I'll tell you something, man. If I knew what I knew today, right? And the man was adamant saying, hey, buy it from me, 25 grand, buy it from me. I don't care if I can put it on the market for more. I know you told me this, but I'll buy it from me. What would I have done, Ky?
Lock it up and figure it out.
Lock it up, bro. Find the money, right? And that stigma between wholesale and retail real estate agents has been there for years. Yeah. Because retail real estate agents don't know what they don't know. Right. Meaning they don't know that a sub-2 can actually help their client from going into foreclosure, from losing their ass, and they can make money. Right. They don't know that sometimes a wholesale deal is better than no deal. They don't know that you can possibly make $20,000 by locking up the deal and finding the buyer. Right. And so I wanted to make sure that now the education is brought to pretty much bringing light to retail real estate agents, man. Bringing light. And JR was that light to me. Meaning that was kind of like, a little shout out to JR, right? He helped, and we're keep doing this, where people are now realizing that, or agents are realizing that wholesalers aren't bad. Let's partner up with them because we can make more money and find other ways to make income,
Yeah. And honestly, kind of call back to earlier, like we were talking about, I think a lot of the reason people just discount these other options like wholesaling or novations or whatever the need sub-2 or it's because they're not actually taking the time to find out what the seller wants and needs and motivations, because there's situations that's worse. What are they trying to accomplish? It's not, you can't just put a square into a circle all the time.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what. You got it right in the money. And a big thing is education, man. Yeah, that's really it comes down to.
100%. So what are some ways that agents and wholesalers can work together?
A big way that I've seen recently is obviously investors. If you have investors, everybody has friends that want to invest, right? However, if you have good investors, right, and you have a good wholesale team, guess what? They are the plug. Right. They are the investor plug. They are the ones that have the deals, right? The good deals that have meat on the bone. Well, you plug them together, and now your client is going to get a good deal that where they can flip, the ARV is good, and there's still meat on the bone. And you're going to get paid out in between as well, right? You'll get your fee and whatnot. That's one way to do it, right? Another way to do it is if a house is jacked up. It's a jacked up house. It's falling apart, right? A lot of times those type of deals, you list them, a lot of times they don't go, right? However, if you have a good wholesale team and you call them up and say, hey, I got this house, I just got, this person wants X amount of money, can you help? Boom, a lot of times they already have an investor as well. Yeah. Wholesalers have investors and they have people who want to sell just the same way as retail real estate agents. And so we work together.
Right.
We're going to create a deal some way, somehow. The only difference between us is that one has a license, the other one doesn't.
Right.
That's it. You know?
That makes a lot of sense. So if someone's brand new, they're just starting out, they want to get into it, does it make sense for them to get their license? Like, what are the benefits of having it, the pros and the cons?
Man, bro, that's a strong question. Now, me being in real estate 7.5 years later, I got I've had my license. I don't know any better than that. If I didn't have my license, I would probably wholesale, right?
Yeah.
Just that's all I would be doing. And there is a lot more money in wholesale. If you can do wholesale and you could do it really well, you can make a lot of money, right? Same with retail real estate, though, right? I would say it's good to have your license. It is, because now you have a little bit more credibility,
right,
compared to somebody that just came off the streets and is offering you, here's a contract, you know. And obviously there's fiduciary duty. That's that word, fiduciary duty, right? Our fiduciary duty is basically to let people know, hey, we're licensed. Just to let you know, Ky, I'm a licensed real estate agent. However, I'm coming in as an investor, and I just want you to know that I'm going to be coming in as an investor and not a real estate agent today, right? And if you're okay with that, we can keep moving forward. It's all about letting people know that you're a licensed real estate agent, and you disclose, right? And like I said, would I recommend somebody get their license? I would. Honestly, I would, man. I think it just adds a little bit more credibility.
Right.
I really do believe that.
Yeah, and I think especially in Texas, I mean, you get access to the MLS, and you can like actually see, because Texas is a non-disclosure state. If people don't know, like, you can't see what shit's sold for sometimes.
Exactly, man. Comps. You can run comps. Yeah, you run comps. Yep. And you can see what's on the market. You reach out to agents.
Yeah. Then you can, it's like so much easier running comps than RPR.
Absolutely.
Yeah, than having to go through 5 different systems.
And you get to go hang out with other agents if you want to.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. I think that's great. So what's, we kind of went through that. Anything else, any advice you have for new people that want to get into real estate? Maybe they're afraid to take that leap. They didn't get that advice to take risks. Yeah,
a big thing about real estate is that just do it. Nike, man. Just do it. Jump in. You know, it is hard. Nothing comes easy. It is hard. However, enjoy it. Enjoy the process. If you're thinking about doing real estate, do it. Real estate is the one thing that I would say 90% or 80, at least a high percent, 80 to 90% multi-millionaires and billionaires are invested in. Why? Because it works. It works. All types of real estate, land, commercial, industrial, residential, all real estate is good real estate. And so if you're thinking about doing it, do it. It'll change your generations just by jumping in and seeing what doors it'll open for you.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's huge. So if there are any agents listening, I mean, we get a good variety of people that listen. Say someone's listening, they're at that 6 months, they're at that year, but they haven't got a deal. I'm sure they must be stressing the fuck out. What advice would you have for them? What action should they be taking?
Reach out to me. Reach out to me. Follow me on social media. Like I said, Frank Gonzalez on Instagram. Send me a message. I'm big on giving back to you. Yeah. Every person is different. I could tell you right now, hey, you know what? You probably need to go do open houses. Right. Hey, you probably need to go door knock. Hey, a big thing is you got to cater to you, right? For example, I was big on meeting people, right? And so I was good at going out there to the dealerships because I know dealerships. I sold cars before, and I was going to dealerships and meeting the managers, meeting the salespeople, and I was out there passing my cards out. And then, boom, little by little, they started doing business with me, right? And then I started calling, using my phone, boom, calling those people and following up. So I can cater your business, basically. Cater to your business. It's all to you. I have a friend who takes people to drink beer, and that's how he closes deals. Yeah, you know, he's not doing open houses. He's taking people to drink beer. You know, so that's why I would recommend him. Reach out to me, and if you are struggling, don't give up. Right, you just need to find your 3 things that help you get leads. Right. For example, my 3 things is social media is a big one. 2, my sphere of influence, people on my phone, right? And the 3rd is referrals from other agents around the nation. Those are my 3 things that I make money on. So social media is a big one. My sphere of influence, past clients, friends, family, people, like I said, people on my phone, and then referrals.
No, I love that. So let's, if you're open to, let's break those down a little bit more. So like, starting with social media, how do you use that? Like what are, how do you make sure you're still working that? You're not dropping the ball on one and the other.
Social media is a job on its own. And you know it, Ky.
Yeah.
You know it, big dog. However, when it becomes a lifestyle, it becomes natural to you.
Right.
I post every day because we're already out there.
Right.
We're already showing houses. We're already doing podcasts. We're already doing things on a daily basis.
Right.
People want to see that.
Yeah.
People want to see that you're actively in the game or whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
Just post. And when you post as a real estate agent, right, or as a wholesaler, and I'm talking about posting to your audience,
right,
meaning me. Hey, if you're looking into buying a home this year and don't know where to start, reach out to me. As a wholesaler, hey, if you have a house that's sitting with the trees growing everywhere and broken windows, reach out to me. We're buying deals.
Yeah.
Right. You got to reach out to your audience and create that persona that that you want them to see. Right. People see social media. I mean, for the most part, I wouldn't say it's fake. It's not. A lot of stuff isn't fake. However, you can mold whatever the hell you want on social media. People see me. I'm killing it. Right. They say, oh damn, I see you flipping houses. I see you building homes. I see you doing this. They see all that, but they don't see the struggle on there.
Right.
I'm not gonna post me crying in the car like, damn, like I have so much issues on these deals and this. And they don't see that. However, that's the reality behind it. But use social media because it adds credibility to you.
100%.
That's it.
Yeah, it's crazy how powerful it is, and just
powerful,
how many people
bro.
You can reach, and
exactly.
Yeah, and it's
exactly.
Same thing. I think just getting over that fear and just doing it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Social media it should be the easiest one.
Yeah.
Because nobody's looking at you like here, like me and you right now.
Yeah.
You're in front of me right now. Social media, nobody's looking at you. You can literally record yourself and post it.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Just a big advice on social media. Don't think about it 3 to 4 times. Maybe think about it twice and then post it.
Yeah.
But don't think about it more than that, because if not, it's never going to get posted.
Yeah, for me, I think I gave the advice somewhere. Something like I might have gave myself the advice. I gave myself advice. But for me, it was when I was starting, it was like, you get that little bitch voice in your head. It's like, oh, maybe you shouldn't do this, or maybe not. It's like, what will people say? And like who? The people that ain't fucking posting?
Fuck people, bro.
Fuck them, dude.
It is what it is.
The only people that judge you are the people that aren't doing it.
Exactly, bro.
And it's because they're not talking about you. They're talking about they couldn't see themselves doing it.
That's
what
it.
They're saying.
There was a saying, man. You can't make everybody happy, man. Right? What is it? It's like that saying. You try to be everything to everyone, yet you're nothing to none.
Right.
It's crazy, right?
Nah, that's real for sure. So we went with that one, Sphere of Influence. What's that for people who don't know?
That one is the biggest one, bro. That one is the honey hole right there. You should always reach out to the people that know you, like you, and trust you. And the person that put me onto this was my first coach. His name was Mark Harris. His name is Mark Harris. He's a loan officer. He has his own company. He's the one that put me into that. He said, literally, man, first time he sat down with me, he says, son, show me your phone. Boom, I give him my phone. He goes to the contacts. He scrolls all the way down. I think at the time I had like maybe 300 contacts, something like that. He says, all right, you have 300 opportunities of people that can do business with you. He says, reach out to them. Those are the people that are going to first do business with you than anybody else. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it. The first year, I literally took his advice and threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Well, a year and a half later, I reach out to him and I say, hey, I need your help. He says, all right, come to my office. I go sit down in his office. He says, did you reach out to all the people on your phone? I said, no. He says, tomorrow, start calling the people on your phone. It's like magic, bro.
Yeah.
From A through Z. I started calling from A through Z. And these were the words that I said. Hey, how you doing, Ky? It's me, Frank.
Doing good. What's up, Frank?
Hey, man. Nothing much, man. I'm doing well. I'm in real estate. I don't know if you've seen me on social media or not.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, man.
Cool, man. How's the family?
Yeah, man. Life's good, man. We're blessed.
Awesome, brother. Well, yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to see how you're doing. Not only that, I want to be a resource to you because I'm a licensed real estate agent. I want to make sure that I'm taking care of all my friends and family, especially the ones on my phone, right? Oh, by the way, Ky, who do you know that might be interested in buying a home today?
That's a killer question.
You see, it's just one of those things. Like, literally, I did that, and like I said, it's a honey hole. It's just like magic.
Right.
People started, hey, you know what? I have a friend that's thinking about buying a home, or I have a friend that's selling a home, or you know what, Frank? I'll think about it, and maybe I'll reach out to you later on. However, what's happening is that you're already building. You're building that top of mind.
Yeah.
You know.
I think we break that down as a few things that are cool there, especially now. Most people just texting or just they're getting a call. They're making them feel special. Hey, you're one of my friends and family. I consider you that, and so you're kind of making them feel good.
Yes.
Brighten up their day, and then but on top of that, the way you frame that question is huge because if you just say, do you know anyone? People are innately going to say no. It's like
no.
You're walking in the store. You need help? No, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, exactly.
But you say, who do you know? It forces them to think about it.
That exactly. It puts a pause, right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason, like I said, sales. That's sales 101 right there, bro. It's all about finding out more. Right. Finding out more. My friend is like one of my partners. He says, man, back then was Q&A. Now it's A and Q. For every answer, you got a question. You got to ask a question, and that way, just the conversation keeps going. But yeah, sphere of influence, man. It's like I said, it's everybody knows you, likes you, and trusts you. Reach out to those people first. Like I said, I wish I would have done it my first year in real estate, and now it's all it is. All my sphere of influence, paying me to this day.
I love that. So how frequently do you follow up with them, or how
man, I would say I don't do it. I don't do it as much as I should. Yeah. I would say I do it personally at least 2 to 3 times a year. I do it. Right. I have so many things going on, and that's just an excuse. Yeah. Honestly, I should be doing it every month. Right. If you do it every month, for sure. And I mean like every month, like A through Z, meaning you're not gonna get through every single. Right now, I have like 1,200 contacts, bro. Yeah. I went from 300 to that many in 7 years, right? And you go through A through Z, right? And then once you're done with that, guess what? It's going to be like 2 months later. It's going to be a month and a half later. You go back to A again and you say, hey, man, I'm just calling to say what's up. Not only that, I still want to let you know I'm a resource to you. By the way, who do you know is looking to buy or sell a home? Because guess what? People's lives change every day. Right. People die. Babies are born. Divorces happen. Life happens, man. Yeah. And so the biggest thing is just being in front of those people when life happens. Right. You want to be the one they think about. That's it, bro. Yeah. No, that's huge, man. Yeah, I think it kind of goes to the, whatever they call it, 3 degrees or 6 degrees of separation whenever you're only that many people. Yes. Away from knowing somebody, bro. Yeah. That's crazy. You know what's funny is that I was in Cancun like a couple weeks ago, man. And I was on an island, right? An island. And you would think there's people from all over the country there, bro. Germans, Israelis, everything, Italians, everything there. And I see this guy, right? And I see him, and I saw him the other day here in San Antonio. Wow. I was like, what? That's just how crazy, how small the world is, man. Yeah, I was in Mexico on an island, and I see this guy that I saw him there, and I see him here. Wow. It's like, what? Small world, man. Yeah, that's small world. Awesome, man. And for the last one, and then getting referrals, how do people start, building those referral relationships, or how do they ask for referrals? Build the brand. Build the brand. Social media is a big piece of that. Yeah. Not only that, networking events. Go to events outside of the city, right? So EXP, I go back because that's my company, right? EXP does an event every year called EXPCon. And last year was in Vegas. This year is going to be in Miami. And we go to those events, one, to have a good time, to party. I'm just kidding. No, it's not just a party. No. We go to these events because, one, you're going to be networking with other agents all over the world. Yeah. Nationwide, worldwide. Right? You connect with those agents and you build a relationship and you let them know, hey, Ky, I want to be your agent in San Antonio, Texas. If you ever have a client or somebody moving to San Antonio, keep me in mind because I'm going to take care of them. And, and if I ever have a client that's going to Washington, D.C., I'm going to call you up, Ky. Yeah. And you put them on your phone because you never know when that client or that opportunity is going to happen. Right. And guess what? It happens every year. I get clients from Austin, from Dallas, and vice versa. I send clients to Dallas, you know. Me personally, there's agents in my office that do business in Dallas, Houston. The beauty behind our office and EXP is that you can actually do business all over Texas.
Yeah.
Right? I have a few agents. One that closed a few deals in Houston, some in Dallas, and they're living here in San Antonio. Me personally, though, I would not take on a client in Dallas. I personally won't drive 5 hours to make 6 to 10 grand. It's just not, it's not enough for me to be driving that much. It's just a headache for me, you know. However, the referral, you see what I'm saying? You build that network like that, and that's how you get referrals. But not only that, referrals from business partners, people that own dealerships. For example, yesterday I got to meet a guy that owns an RV company. They sell RVs, right? I got to meet a guy that owns hotels. People like that.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are dealing with people on a daily basis, and you get referrals from them as well.
Right.
You know, that's the referrals is the honey, man. That's like the best of the best types of leads.
I like just realized that recently because I've always done shit the hard way. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's all bullshit. I'm just gonna smash the phones and do automations and send text everybody, and I'm just gonna fucking call people and do it the hard way. And then,
bro,
once you get like a referral and like someone like sends it to you and it's like the easiest close ever, I'm like, what?
It's the easiest one, bro. Yeah.
I'm like, it's not my.
It's the warmest lead ever.
Yeah, and you like the first time I had one, I'm just like I was talking to him, and then it was like, oh, and like I tell you, just like because I've done sales, so you tell them like they're just good to go. So I'm like, you got any questions? Like, nope. I'm like, cool, sign there, dude. Like, yeah. Like,
and you're looking at like, damn, is this for real?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But it's cool. Yeah, I always feel like, bro, it's a nice feeling getting a referral.
Absolutely.
But and just going above and beyond for people and actually like doing what you say you're going to do.
That is what it comes down to. Exactly. Execution, man.
Yeah.
Execution.
That's when they really start coming in, and it's cool and see how that grows. But man, I love it. How can like say someone's a wholesaler and they're like, hey, I want to go connect with agents and I want to kind of build a relationship, maybe a referral back and forth. How can they approach that conversation? Maybe they're a little worried that agents like don't like wholesalers. How can they build that relationship? How can you
break that stigma between that and that? Okay. A big way to do it is intend to be in the world that we are in. So for example, retail real estate agents, we network. We go to networking events.
Yeah.
Go to networking events. Go and talk to people. Let them know that you do wholesale. However, always come from a servant's heart. It's not about what can you do for me. It's what can I do for you.
Right.
You know, once you show people that, hey, what can I do for you? Then they're going to be willing to work with you, you know? For example, you asked me to be on this podcast, bro.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. And so just like this, boom, me and you are created a relationship.
Yeah.
Now I know Ky's real. Now I know Ky's cool. Now you're my friend.
Yeah.
You see? And that's the same thing. That's what I highly recommend you. It's not about the business. To me, business will come. Relationship is where you need to start off. I always say, don't choose money over relationship. Relationship is the most. It's not anything. It's everything.
100%. Yeah, and that's something to me what I learned, but it's crazy. And just having like one of the reasons I invited you to be on the podcast is I just watch how you move and I see you're a go-giver and I see you care about the community and I see you want to help people and see them win and I'm like, that's something I resonate with. I get that in me too. So it's man, I'm happy we got to do this.
I appreciate it, bro.
But awesome, man. I love it. So if someone, they want to connect with you, they want to send referrals, they want to maybe join the team.
Yeah.
What's the best way for them to connect with you?
Instagram. That's a big one, man. Instagram. So hit me up on Instagram. Like I said, it's one Frank Gonzalez on Instagram. And obviously, if you want to look for me, just hit me up there and we'll connect all day.
I love it, man. And then when's the next event you guys are doing?
So next month is going to be a big event, bro. Yeah. I'm excited for that one. So that one is huge because I'm going to have 3 big real estate coaches from San Antonio on a stage going toe to toe, right? And it's going to be crazy, man, because I'm actually going to have a hat, right? And in that hat, I'm going to have 3 topics. Each coach is going to pick a hat. A topic. They're going to from the hat. They're going to get a topic from the hat and they're going to go off the dome off of that topic, right? And I'm going to tell you the names. Steve Collins is a big name here in San Antonio. He's a big Keller Williams coach. He's been around for a long time. Zig Ziglar certified, certified coach, right? So he's going to be on stage. Matt De La Cruz is another big hitter here in San Antonio. He's been on the road with Tony Robbins. I can name a few. I think he's been with Tony Robbins is a big one that he's been on the road with, right? What's the other one? The Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. What's his name? Maxwell.
Oh, yeah.
Also on the road with Maxwell. So Matt De La Cruz, and the next one is JJ Guerra. He's a big one with EXP. These are 3 top coaches in the retail real estate world, man. And these guys are training agents. I'm talking about mega agents to be top producers, and they're going to be on stage, and that's going to be on the 17th of July. Yeah. We're going to start promoting that today, right now, with this one, right?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, man. So where can people go to find out about the event? Obviously, follow you on social media.
Yes.
They'll hear about it.
Yeah, social media is a big reason, a big way to get to these events, right? So follow me on social media. Just stay connected on social media, man. That's really how you're going to be able to get onto these events. But that event, I'm excited for that. We're going to have at least 150 people there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
So, hey, that's going to be a good one. Go to toe-to-toe, right?
Yeah. So what kind of questions are going to be in the hat? You guys think?
Man, so a big question that a lot of agents, and I think even wholesalers might be interested in, is how have you shifted in the shift? What did you do as far as mindset and systems to become, build a better business in this market, right? And so that's a big one. That's a big question. So that's one of them. I'm gonna have to come up with a few other ones, but that one's a big one, right?
Yeah, no, that's good. Nah, I'm excited, man. That's gonna be a cool event. But I love it, man. But yeah, definitely make sure you go follow Frank. He's a great person to follow, great person to connect with. But brother, thank you so much for coming on, man.
I appreciate it, Ky. Thank you, man. It's been a blessing.